It is another Captain America issue. I have been really keen to review Captain America. I always thought that my channel, it would mostly be Captain America reviews, but it has turned out the opposite. I have hardly reviewed any. Captain America, he is my favourite superhero in all the world of all time ever, but a lot of the issues, I feel I have nothing to say beyond rambling like a fanboy or just repeating that something is good. This is Captain America issue 241, which is the comic which puts him face to face with the Punisher. This was the first time they were thrown together, and I always liked the dynamic between these two. I'll talk about that more later on and probably offer up some controversial views. But there's just a little bit of what I like on display here. This cover is by Hank Miller, and this issue, it comes from a period of Captain America where there wasn't really a steady creative team or a direction. This is one of the better fill-in stories in that Punisher, he ended up being a much bigger character, so what we have here feels more important than most of the fill-ins. Captain America, he stops some street crime early on in the issue. There is some mob activity in the area, and Captain America has gotten himself involved. So now you can already work out how Punisher comes into the plot. It is a very straightforward story, so I won't get too into it. But I love Punisher being used as a foil to Captain America. I love the Punisher being like a counterpoint to Captain America. And the idea that the Punisher could be seen as what Captain America should be. The idea that the Punisher is like the Captain America for the current age, or that the Punisher is like a dark reflection of Captain America. I love that. And I also love the stuff with the Punisher, the dynamic that was more clearly cemented in the mid-noughties, where the Punisher is like respectful and almost reverential of Captain America. And now most people hate that Punisher stuff where he's like falling out of himself with Captain America boners. But as a Captain America fan, I find that to be the most interesting part of the Punisher's character. I really loved that story where Punisher became Captain America. I need to review that. That design by Aero Oliver Ritchie, that is fantastic. Sadly, other than that stuff during Civil Wars, I didn't think they've really done anything definitive with Captain America and Punisher. There is some nice bits in this that establishes a lot about the two of them and their stances on certain things and on each other. One thing that bothers me a lot is when Captain America, he is written as willing to work with or overlook the Punisher's crimes. There was an awful story in the 90s where at the end of a team-up, they salute each other as fella soldier boys, and Captain America lets them walk off. Captain America is very aware that Punisher is a mass murderer who has no intention of changing. Sometimes he might have to put the Punisher on the back burner for a greater good, but at the end of the day, Punisher is no different to any of his other enemies. There is a little bit in this that bothers me that's like that, but overall it's handled well here. Captain America doesn't let Punisher kill anyone, barring that one bit I'll point out later on, and he doesn't put on the blinders to ignore that Punisher is not an ally. And likewise, I think the Punisher He's handled well, much to the chagrin of them sycophants who think that Gareth Ellis's take on the Punisher is the only one that counts, and that he despises and hates all superheroes ever because Gareth Ellis does. Well, this one establishes and makes it clear that Punisher respects Captain America, and this makes sense. Of all the heroes, Captain America, he represents the America that Punisher thinks he's fighting for. And then there's the whole Soldier Boy connection. Punisher, he was a soldier long before he became Punisher. And it makes sense that back then he would think well on Captain America. And then even after his family died and he became the Punisher, that won't just get rid of anything that Captain America symbolises personally to the Punisher. I always thought it was a real shame that Marky Mark, he never wrote a Captain America versus Punisher story. There hasn't honestly been much of any good Captain America Punisher stories. Just that Civil War stuff with him briefly becoming, or attempting, to become the new Captain America. That was good. This is a bit I hate down here. Captain America and Punisher, they get ambushed by the Mafia. And Captain America, he just kind of stands there deflecting their bullets with his shield while watching Punisher mow them down with a machine gun. Captain America, he wouldn't let this stand. Even though they are being shot at themselves, Captain America, he would reach out and take the gun away, or he would knock Punisher out and then deal with the mobsters himself. On the next page though, we have something dead important. A lot of people point to when Marky Mark had Captain America say that he had never killed anyone. But we have that here. Captain America, he points out that even though he carried a gun in the war, he has never willingly taken another person's life. And then Punisher, he ends up unable to kill the gangsters with his bomb because to do so would require him to kill Captain America in the process. And we have a really good reveal. Well, it's not much of a reveal. There's no setup to this character or this idea at all. But we find out that one of the mobsters was an undercover federal agent, which again hammers home about Punisher's mass murdering not only being wrong, but flawed, as it doesn't take things like that into consideration, or it brands people as guilty by association. I didn't think this is a perfect issue. There's a lot of problems, but as far as this period of Captain America goes, and that it is a fill-in story, this is definitely above the other stuff that was coming out, with him fighting giant monster men or whatever. With that said, the regular issues, there was kind of a run by Slurms Mackenzie. Those were mostly pretty decent, and they never get the credit that they deserve. I rate this issue 7 thumbs up.